So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Mortgage Pub, and got a little special live session for you guys and gals today. Actually have Drew here, and Drew's a loan officer. He has his own mortgage company, and he's also the founder, creator of PreApp 1003. Now, let me give you before we talk about what we're going to covering today. I actually before a few years back, because you guys started off as just the point of sale, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah. And so this was, we go back a few years ago, several years ago, and where online applications were people starting to get familiar and being comfortable doing online applications, and I went through a few different ones, and I actually used PreApp 1003 for quite a while before the company I went to at one point required us to use their stuff on there. And those by far my favorite, because it was really a lot about how to help engage yourself with the consumer with videos and things that other companies still have not done, which I'm just shocked by, to be completely honest, on there. They have not done with some of their software and things that are so necessary. And this was several years ago that he was already doing this. Well, now PreApp 1003 is not just a point of sale. It's also now a loan origination software and its system, and it's also now a CRM. And Drew, he actually reached out, and I wanted to see how things were on there, and he kind of gave me a behind the scenes look. They completely redone it from the ground up, and particularly with a lot of people, especially brokers, being frustrated with their LOSs and not be able to handle the new IRLA and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, Drew, let's talk and let me see what you guys have put together here. And honestly, I do a lot of stuff with software. A lot of you guys know I do a lot of online marketing and those types of things, and very familiar with most stuff on here. And what they have built here and forward thinking on some things and things they continue add really impressed me. So I was like, okay, Drew, let's just do a live here in the Mortgage Pub, and then we'll send it out to a bunch of you guys, because if this is something that you need, whether it is the POS or the LOS or the whole thing on there, it's worth checking out. Absolutely. So Drew, do you want to I'll just let you take it from here, and I'll just add questions, throw questions. I'll try to monitor the chat if people have posting questions here, but I'll let you go. If you're cool with that.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much, DJ. So yeah, I appreciate the time that you did use us. And just for the record, we began as that text initiated pre-qual form, and we built what we call our legacy system up to a point, but there was a limit to what that legacy system could do. And so I wanted to take it to an LOS, and finally I just said, forget it. Let's just scrap the legacy system. Let's rebuild it from the ground up. Every line of code that I'm going to show you today is brand new. We have been working like crazy, and so we're really happy with the finished product. My company, my mortgage company, I still have a broker shop here in Houston, and we've onboarded this. We've gotten rid of our LOS. We've onboarded this for our loan officers, our processors, operations, everything. So I'm just excited to get the word out. And I appreciate the opportunity. So okay, let me share my screen. Okay, and I'm gonna we're gonna take a little liberty here and just kind of go through it, and just show you what we're doing and how everything looks. Okay, we're going to cover point of sale, and DJ, you can cut me off, interject, whatever. This is your show, obviously.
Absolutely.
But I want to go over pipeline functionality. I want to go over point of sale features. I'll dive in. We'll look at a loan, running DO, pulling credit, all the way down to this. I'm going to do the CRM at the end. Okay. But if you can see my screen here, and by the way, this would be like the loan officer dashboard. And we do have a dark mode as well as a light mode. I personally always work in the dark mode. I love it. But people seem to like the light mode for the demo. So I'm going to leave it in the light mode for the demo. So if you notice up here, this green bar at the top, this is just a little announcement bar, depending on the criticalness. Sometimes it's yellow or red. Most of the time it's not even there, but we were making some announcements about the IRLA, which, by the way, before I forget, we are completely IRLA certified. This is Fannie Mae's website. And so we are down here on Fannie Mae's website as, where are we? PreApp 1003 Broker Plus. So we are, not every vendor's on there, but we are certified for IRLA 3.4. We are having no problems with importing it to lenders' websites and most LOS platforms. There's a couple LOS platforms that are buggy anyway that are not ingesting it, but the problem's with them, not with us. Okay, in all fairness, because our file has been certified. So what you're seeing here is when you log into the PreApp dashboard as a loan officer, this is what you see. Okay, and by the way, let me just, before I get too far ahead of myself, I also want to point out that the entire site is mobile. Okay, so and as a short testimonial, back in back in January, I was deer hunting in South Texas. I'm from Houston, and I had an application that came the night before, and I'm waiting for the sun to come up, and so I, from my cell phone, go ahead and structure this guy's loan. I reviewed his docs. I pulled his credit. I ran DO. I issued an approval letter and a fee sheet, all from my cell phone in a deer blind. Okay, so I want to point that out because it's completely mobile, everything. You can manage your pipeline, everything from your mobile phone. So I'm going to go through the pipeline overview real quick, and then we'll dive into some other features. So first of all, you're going to see who your top 10 referral sources are. So this is going to be, you know, whether it's Google or Facebook or you know, different referral partners that you've set up. Maybe you've created co-branded applications, which our system does, to send out to your referral partners. It'll track that. This also will track all of your different applications for the month, broken up between purchases or refinances. This will show you your top 3 investors that you're doing business with. Okay, so you know, these are high level you know, data points that I like to know: who I'm sending business to, what type of business I'm doing, conventional, FHA, VA. And then over here would be like your notifications for any new apps that have come in, any documents that need to be reviewed, which I could click on that. If there's documents, it'll take me to that loan file, to the document manager. If I want any notifications of, you know, if I haven't touched a file in 7, 14, 30, 45, 60 days or whatever, I can have that trigger me right there. And then also, one of the things that I've always, you know, kind of wrestled with is, hey, when's my lock expiring, or what closings I have coming up? And if I'm away from my desk and not in front of my LOS, it's been a pain point. So we have that right here. Okay, so remember, if you have your cell phone, you have your pipeline, you have your LOS with you. So this tells you any locks that are coming up to expire in the next 7 days, or any closings you have coming up in the next 7 days. If you want to start an app, you can do it here. You can import a file, you can email it or text it, and I'll show a couple other delivery methods on sending out your PreApp as well. But let's look at the pipeline real quick. Okay, so you have your PreApps. This would be your new applications or loans, your leads you're working with. So if you notice, if it's a blue highlight, that just tells you it's just more things to help you catch your eye, that you have a new app that you haven't opened up yet. So we have a new and a pending one that haven't been touched. Pending just means that someone started the app and somewhere along the process they dropped. They didn't go all the way to the signature authorization. If they sign it, then it shows it as new, but we do capture all the data up until the point that they drop. And then also the yellow one tells you if you've haven't touched a file in so many days based upon your trigger points. And then this would be your different referral sources, okay? And you could edit that as well. Now, once you issue a pre-qualification letter, the file's going to drop down automatically into pre-qualified, okay? And the reason why we have this separated is through the CRM, the system actually will recognize, if you choose to activate it, every person that's in a pre-qualified status, and it'll drip on them five times. The day after they're pre-qualified, then 12 days later, a follow-up, 14 days after that, 14 days after that, then a month after that. So basically, they're all a little different, but it's all, hey, just checking in on you. Can I work some numbers? And you actually can modify those drips. And again, we'll talk about that when we talk about the CRM with video features if you want, which the video features are, DJ saw that it's pretty cool. So, but pre-qualified, and then if something is in process, you could go down to in processing and underwriting, approval conditions, clear to close, and then close and funded. Okay. And of course, like for instance, this one has a little red money bag. I could click it. I could show it as funded. And now the little money bag shows it funded there, it's green. What I want to do real quick on this is I want to move this, this Cara Dune here. No, I tell you what, I'm Charles Xavier. Let's go with him. I want to trigger TRID on this guy. Okay, so I'm going to go to my property address, and I'm just going to do 123, whatever street. Okay, update. Okay, boom, I trigger TRID. Now, what I'm going to do, and I'm giving you a little sneak peek in a loan. We'll dive into a loan in a minute. But if you notice, now I get this yellow bar that alerts me. Okay, and I can now at this point I could assign it to a processor. Okay, notice my countdown. I've got 2 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes to issue disclosures. Okay, so for our company, we have a setup person. I would assign it to my setup person at that point. She would go to the lender's website, issue disclosures. And then we also have in our system a skinny broker package that we could send out through our disclosure library as well. But a couple things I want to point out is notice if I hover over the processor, I get her information. If I hover over my lender, it brings up the account executive information. If I hover over the borrower, it gives me both borrowers' information or up to 6 borrowers because we allow up to 6 borrowers on a file. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disclose. So again, I didn't actually disclose, but what I'm doing is I'm checkboxing sort of the milestones on it, the dates. And now, okay, I'm going to put that the disclosures have been received, and I'm going to put here that the intent to proceed was executed. Now I got 2 in processing. Okay, see how that works? Now, a couple of things in the processing, as you notice a little gear, I could hover over the gear. It's going to tell me if things have been ordered, if things have been received. Okay, so just high level stuff. I could click that and go to the critical date section of the file to look at the actual times. And I could also hover over the calendar, okay, to look at the closing date and rate lock expiration date. So a couple things before I move out of the pipeline. Again, I just wanted to give a high level overview of how the pipeline works. So if you have something in underwriting, so let's say this Grant Fisher guy here, I'm going to go from initial underwriting to maybe a suspended file. Okay. Now you notice I get a yellow bar for suspense. So I know immediately if my processor moves it into, I see it, I know, and I've got to decide, okay, what am I going to do with this file? I'm going to work on it. And then I can ultimately move it back to underwriting, or I can move it to a denied status. So I'm going to move it back over into underwriting and it clears it. But let's say instead we go to denied. Okay, the file gets denied. Okay, boom, I get this red notice. Okay. And so from here, this is you would issue your adverse action notice. And actually, with our company, we have it set up where the loan officers don't send out the adverse action, but the admin does. So there's a way in the admin panel to see if one's been issued or not. But the adverse action, those maybe single broker shops out there, you very easily could just click issue denial and it pulls up your adverse action notice right here. Super clean, very easy to do, and it marks it. And then it'll clear. Matter of fact, if I wanted to do this real fast, I'm just gonna, I don't know what all I need to do. So let's see if that's allowed me to clear it. Yeah, it takes me to the document library, so where I issued it. Now, if I go back to my pipeline, okay, and there we go. I cleared that denial. Okay. So anyway, so again, very interactive pipeline as your processors use it. It really keeps you informed about what's going on. So let's look at the point of sale a little bit, and just so you can see, what the application looks like. So I'm going to go over here to my links, and this is where you get the different URLs for your application: Spanish app, English app. Also, let me show you something as well. Okay, so I don't know if you can see on my phone here.
I don't see your phone. We see the links right now.
Okay, can you see on the camera there on my phone?
No, you have to probably stop sharing your screen.
Okay, all right. So I was going to show that there's like a little icon you can save to your phone as well for your application. But I tell you what, let me do this. Okay, this is going to be kind of cool. Okay. Everybody that's watching don't have to do this, but I would encourage you, pull out your cell phones, and I want you to send a text to 33655. So you send a text to 33655, and I want you to text the keyword demo, okay? Demo to 33655. And you can see the actual application on your phone. It's handicapped, compliant, and everything. So so go ahead and do that. Text 33655 is the number, and text the word demo. And what I'm going to do here is I'm opening this up actually on a desktop as well. And you can have your application set in light mode or dark mode. I dig the dark mode, so I have this set up on the dark mode. And if you notice on the application, you have a video greeting. By the way, guys, we were the first system in the industry to have a video greeting on their application. Other systems have followed our lead in that, but we were the first to do it. So it's kind of flattering, you know, when you know, you were the first on that. But anyway,
Drew, this is why I went with your app how many years ago. It was because of this.
Was it really?
Yeah. So let me just share real quick, you guys, the power of this. What's one of the biggest frustrations we have when we send somebody an online app? It's that they don't do things all the way, or they're slow, whatever it is. By having a video to prompt them and to future pace them on exactly what you expect, obviously in a nicer tone than I'm sharing right now on there, you're going to increase the percentages of complete, full, healthy apps. And then you can then also future pace them what to expect next. So, I mean, this video thing might seem small to some, but this is, if you want to increase your efficiency, videos are huge. That's why when you show me the other stuff they have videos that you can do with, is why I'm like, this is like put things over the top. So didn't mean to cut you off, Drew, on there.
No,
I just
good, man.
can't understate how important, and that's why I'm floored that other companies have not done it yet, because it's stupid in my opinion they haven't, but that's just me.
The trust factor, when people, if they see your picture, okay, they know, but when they see and hear your voice and they actually feel like they met you, so it's a whole different level of trust there. So but yeah, you know, and believe it or not, DJ, a lot of people don't take advantage of this, even in our system, which I'm thinking, why? I mean have some.
It doesn't matter if you have a face for radio, as some people like to say, is you do the video. They hear you. It connects you. It builds rapport. So I mean, you can't do video enough.
I agree. So so let's get back over here to the link. So that was the application link. And again, those of you wanted to see it on your mobile phone, 33655, text the word demo to it, and you'll see what it looks like there. Now, what I want to point out is the document upload. This is what we call your general document uploader. Excuse me. So when someone fills out an application, they get a specific document uploader. Okay, they get a link to a toolbox where they can access approval letters, upload docs. You know, and I'm going to show that here in a little bit. And if they fill out an app, they get a customized checklist of needs depending on how they answer the application, like whether they're a veteran or it's a refinance or self-employed or employed or whatever. So it's customized. This link here is your general one that has sort of like everything possible. If it's this, if it's that, if it's that, and you should make it as part of your email signature or website. But if somebody uses the general one, the question is, well, where do you find those documents? Okay. So you would find them up here in your general document mailbox, okay? So this is where you would find these, and you could open it up and you could review what people have uploaded. You could download them. But the idea is, you know, what are you going to do with it? So when they use the general one, that we ask them for name, email, and phone number. So you could either start a new application from it, or you can move it to an existing application. Like I had someone the other day, they had an application, maybe they couldn't find the toolbox or whatever. So they went to my email signature and uploaded to this. And so I saw it and went, oh, okay, it's so-and-so. And I just went over there and I moved it over to that other, to their loan file. Okay, so that's where you would find that stuff. Let's segue over into an actual application. So I'm going to go to Luke Skywalker right here. He's got a loan with Galaxy Lending. So let's check it out there. Okay. So so now we're actually in where you would begin to work on a loan. Okay. Now let me show you this. Look how cool this looks in dark mode. Doesn't that pop?
Yeah, I like the dark mode a lot. A lot of my stuff I have in dark mode too.
Yeah, I like it. So, but you know, for demo purposes, I'll keep it in light mode. So when you pull credit, we're going to color coordinate the credit scores, red, yellow, or green. So you see that really quick. And here's the mid scores. You can hover over different things and see who they are. So there's Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade. You could order credits, you know, and we'll go through all this. Now, on the left-hand side is your workflow, okay? And this top section is going to be sort of your dashboard. So you see who your processor is, who your referral source is, purpose, loan type, rate term, closing date, rate lock expiration date, ratios, LTV, total loan amount, base loan amount, and so on and so on. I could actually close this off and get a little more real estate on my canvas there. Now, one of the things that I like, I forgot to show this because you actually can do this from your pipeline too, is our conversation, believe it or not, your conversation log, okay? So this is one that you can make general notes, which is normal. You can actually notify your processor, okay? So blah, 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 add conversation. They're gonna get a notification. It's like an internal chat between you and your processor. And then notice how it's red. When they read it, it turns it blue, okay? Which is kind of cool. But one of my favorites about this is just the simple, I mean, I know this is the little things, guys, but it's the simple, you know, reminders. Like constantly, I am needing reminders. I need, you know, call someone, and what I'll do is I'll make a note, and I forget to add it to my phone. But you're working in here, you work in your LOS, and it's going to give me those triggers to follow up with people, which I personally really need. Down here is where you would structure your loan. And then you could go through your loan application through here. Okay. So, and then also you could work on the left side. Okay. Either way, but let's look at structuring the loan. Now, first of all, we have all the MI factors based upon, you know, loan type or term. We have the funding fee factors. If it's a VA, all the different funding fee factors. You actually can even put in a master MGIC policy. You get your master policy number from one of your investors, stick it in the settings in the back end. And when you go to pull PMI, it's going to be discounted PMI. So no longer do you have to worry about, am I getting them the best one? You're going to get the best one based upon, you know, from your investor. So you would structure your loan. You actually can create multiple scenarios by just clicking new scenario. Then you could toggle between them for the purpose of sending out multiple closing cost worksheets to someone for them to compare. Now, some of the stuff that I kind of call Easter eggs in here is things you discover as you use the system that maybe you won't appreciate until you're in there. Is let's say you're on your mobile phone, you're talking to a realtor, you're pre-qualifying someone, and you say, hey, I need to know the taxes on the property. What is it? And they, oh, it's $84.33 a year. Well, that doesn't help me because I got to get on my calculator, get it divided by 12. But right here, you could just click annual for all of those, and it calculates it automatically. So, so little things that we thought about. Now, down at the bottom here, this is where you have your estimated closing cost, your prepaids, your total credits, your available assets, your cash to close, okay, total closing cash, and then your reserves, okay. And now if you notice the total credits, it bulked 11,309. Well, if I hover over this, it tells me what they are. I got a lender credit, a 4909, earnest money credit, seller credit, and title policy credit. So it breaks it down. The next thing that I want to go over is working up a closing cost worksheet. Now, I do want to say that prior to us building our own system, I was demoing another, you know, kind of popular system out there. I was looking at adopting it for our mortgage company. I even considered at one point white labeling it because I knew we wanted to offer an LOS solution and thought about doing that. And just to be honest, I wrestled. I struggled using it. And finally, my operations manager for my mortgage company said, you are wanting to love this system, but you just don't. And I was like, you're right. I had to keep going back to my old archaic LOS to issue a fee sheet. It was just not easy for me. And you know, and I mentioned this to DJ last time. Sort of our mantra here is, you know, what we build has got to be easy on the eyes and it's got to be easy on the mind. Okay, we're loan officers, for crying out loud. It's got to be easy, you know. So, so when it comes to doing your closing cost worksheets, I could click this button here. It's going to take me over here to page 2 of the loan estimate. Same link. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and this has all your different sections. Okay, I can open up the individual sections. Okay, I can open them all up, and you would select your closing cost template. So for our company, my mortgage company, we have all of our investors, state specific, program specific. We have all of them set. So I would pick whoever they are, whether it's, Franklin American or Flagstar, whoever it is, I would select them, populates that. Now, one of the questions is, do you pull title fees automatically? We actually have an integration that we've already paid the integration fee for. We have the API to pull title fees in. We just haven't connected it yet. It's on our development list, but we've been trying to get the more pertinent things out. So very soon we will have a button to pull title fees, but in the meantime, you would still need to enter those in. So I do a lot of borrower paid stuff. So, you put in your origination fee, you would come down here to the very bottom, and this is where you would start entering your credits. Okay. So, but however you want to do it, borrower paid or lender paid. And then after you have your fees, you would just go to your fee worksheet. And this is what it spits out. So, and then I would actually send this to the borrower toolbox. So I could remove it here. Okay. Or I could send it. Okay. And now, and DJ, am I good? Because I'm just unloading.
Good. I'm totally good. Actually, I have one question. Since
Okay.
there's always a little bit of a lag here, that came in, if you don't mind asking. Vic was asking regarding the online storage. That I'm assuming that because he says he uses business Dropbox, and so I'm assuming that this would be a separate type of online storage versus his current business Dropbox that he uses.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. So, our document manager, we're going to cover that here in just a moment. We do store all the documents. We have tons and tons and tons of space. Now, one thing that I will say, it is on our development list to have a sync with the Dropbox or other type files, because your processors, they need to download files to upload them to an investor, right? So I know there's a need for companies to have something like a centralized place. So that's actually something we're going to be rolling out with is that type of integration. But in the meantime, you would manage all of your documents within the LOS, which is your system of record. Okay. So we would actually have that. All right.
All right, perfect. That's really cool. That's one of the things too, guys, is Drew was telling me, one, was showing me everything that they've done here. But two is also just the continual and ongoing future plans and tweaks and optimizations. It's something I always love about software, or the companies that do that with software versus somebody like Calyx Point, which is basically the exact same when I got into the business 11 years ago, which it's no surprise that they're having issues now, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah. Well, and the way I look at it is no program is ever done. I mean, I've got, even though we as a company have adopted this, and we're using it, our processors, our loan officers, everyone. It's not done. It's never will be done. And I've probably got 50 things on our development list of little, what I call, if you've got a pain point, I felt it. Okay. And we're working to meet all those little pain points. And so, there's stuff still on the list. I'm like, we need to fix this, but we got to prioritize what is the most urgent first, So I will say, I will throw this out here while I'm here. In our CRM, we actually have the ability to utilize video, okay? Where you could video your webcam and send it out via text or email, or record your screen and send it out text or email. So we're taking that exact, and by the way, everything that we're doing is proprietary to us. We're not white labeling something. This is all stuff we built. So we're actually, we're actually taking the video feature and putting a link on this page so you can record your screen, go over, like for instance, those brokers, if you're doing borrower paid deals, it takes some explaining. You know that as well as I do. So I do Zoom meetings, but I could do in a video in 5 minutes what it would take me 30 minutes in a Zoom meeting. So we're actually putting that link in here to send this fee, where you could share your screen and send out the fee worksheet to someone, all through their toolbox, all nice and branded to you. Okay. So, but anyway, so that's something I want to point out, which reminds me, DJ, I forgot to share the toolbox.
Oh, yes.
So let's look at the toolbox next. So if someone fills out an app, they get a link to a toolbox or redirected to the toolbox. Okay, they could resend it. You could resend it, but let's look at it. So I'm going to open it up. this is what it looks like here from a desktop view. Okay. This is what I would, this is on the video. I would recommend having a next steps video. And DJ, because not everybody has video, I actually just this week was thinking, you know, we need to just make a system provided, very general, very vanilla, maybe even animated or something, explaining what this toolbox is for, and then where they could then replace it. So again, on our list to provide for you guys. But this is what it looks like mobile, the toolbox mobile. So up top, it's just, you know, happy green. Hey, you've completed your app, supporting docs, fee worksheets and approval letters, and disclosures if you issue disclosures to someone. Okay. So let me go over to the supporting docs right here. So 57% completed, and this is a customized checklist. Okay. And you notice it checks off what they've uploaded. Okay, what they still need to upload, so it's needed. Okay, and they can upload multiple things. It's 20 megs per line. We're going to increase that too very soon, but unlimited on the bulk upload. And as they upload things, they got to check off what they're uploading. Okay, so let's see, they need a pint of blood. Okay, and then you could set it where it'll auto file this in your manager library. Okay, so you know, just makes it really easy. Now, fee worksheets, we go here, look at the fee worksheets, closing cost worksheet, approval letter. So if I open this up, that's the closing cost worksheet that I sent out. Okay, and then I could go over here and I could look at the approval letter. Okay, now the approval letters allow you to max out the sales price, and they can lower that at their discretion, and it'll adjust the loan amount according to the preset loan to value that you set up. So it keeps you from having to keep updating these. Okay, that's something people like. And then now right here for your disclosures. Now, I understand brokers, you know, the lender send out your disclosures, but like for us, we still have a little skinny package we send out, you know, your CFPB booklet, your privacy policy, sometimes a gift letter, you know, your social security forms or what have you. So if I click that, it's locked down with the last 4 digits of their social. Okay, you're gonna access disclosures, and then this is the this is their, you know, their stuff, and it actually tells them what they've downloaded. Like for instance, if I click fair lending notice, it actually will create the PDF, and it makes it green, so it says that they've downloaded it. Okay, and I could download all if I want to. All right, now one of the questions that's going to pop up is, do we have an e-sign capability yet? Not yet. It's very critical on our list because you know, again, pain point, my staff still sends it out through like HelloSign. I want to alleviate their pain points. So we got a couple things we're clearing for this month, but that is set for next month for us to get that e-sign in there sometime next month. Okay. So, so I'm excited about that. So again, you know, and here's the thing, DJ, I'm not gonna just, you know, talk about only where we're at. I also want to be transparent and let people know, full disclosure. Okay, have we thought about this? Do we do it? And if not, when will it be available? You know?
No, it's perfect. I think people should, need to know that. I think that's excellent.
So real quick though, if we could go over to the document manager. Okay, so document manager. Okay, and on the document manager here, this is where you can begin to manage all the different things that people have uploaded. Okay, so you can go to your income docs or all docs. You could drag and drop things yourself. Up here, you can view and edit what they have uploaded, what the system's asking them for. You could put more stuff on there. You could actually reject it. Okay, one of the things that people have asked for is, can I let them know why I rejected it? Next month, we're adding that where you can reject it, put a reason. It's going to let them know. Right now, you just rejected it, puts it back, refreshes. Hey, we need this. You have updated checklist. But we're going to let them know the reason. And then one of the things I like though is, you know, and I don't know about other LOS platforms, but you know, I want it to be very easy for me to edit my 1003 as I'm looking at a document. You know, so that's we did that pretty good. All right, real quick, and I'm trying to get to the CRM, running DO and DU, very easy to do. So you just click a button and run DO, and here's your findings down below. Let me scroll down here. So here's all your different findings. Okay. And then also we tell you right up top, approve eligible, and do you have an appraisal waiver? That's really what we care about right there, you know. Fannie, we still support the Fannie 3.2, but here's the IRLA 3.4. No problem with that. We are Fannie certified on this. Credit, pulling credit, we're integrated with 80 different credit agencies. So if you go to the credit, pull credit options, and you can even reissue, and you can even use the borrower's credit card to pay for it. Okay. Assignments and tracking, this is just critical dates, tracking all your stuff for your audit purposes, parties to the transaction, processing tools. I'm going fast on this. So it'll read all the VOEs and VODs, things that are needed. And you could, create the PDFs and order those and marks when they're ordered and received. Same thing for the order forms, ordering title and insurance and flood and survey and what have you. So, you can order them there. Forms and disclosures. Right here, you can create the approval letter. Okay, and you still got to have a little interaction. You still got to answer a few different questions here and send that out to your borrower. Very easy to do. And then disclosures. So our disclosure library, we provided the basic what the brokers need right now, and we're building this ongoing. Okay, so there's a lot of forms that we got out the bare minimum for what the broker community would need, and you could set up different print groups. Okay, and either send it to the toolbox. Okay, or you don't have to send it to the toolbox. Maybe you want to not send it and you want to create it, and here you can actually see what was sent to the toolbox, and it even shows you if a borrower has downloaded a file. It tells you when. Like I clicked on this one earlier. So that was at 3:34 Central Standard Time. Okay, so it tells me that. Or like our setup person, they actually would create a merged PDF, download it, and then send it out through your through like HelloSign. That's what we use. But again, that's a pain point we're going to alleviate with the e-sign feature. DJ, anything on the LOS that before I dive into the CRM?
Well, I think the big thing to know is you guys have dotted every I and crossed every T from what I can see, and thought of things that most loan officers wouldn't even think of. I think you even hit on it earlier on, like those little Easter eggs. And so I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed this. See the little red notification? That's, if I click that, that's my, and I go open that loan, pops up my conversation log. That's my notification follow up. I'm telling you guys, this keeps me on task, So I don't know if ADD is like an acquired loan officer thing. I think that over time people kind of acquire that in our business. Let's look at the CRM. Okay, so the CRM, we literally just launched this about a week ago. And there's a lot still under development for it. But right now we have media gallery. Okay, so you could build out your own media gallery. We actually do provide some media for you. Okay, and you can upload your own if you want. Okay, to use. And then also you can upload your own videos. Okay, we'll host the videos. Or you could use an external link from like YouTube or Vimeo. So a lot of you guys like DJ, I'm sure you got different things that you've used. So you could leverage that. Okay. We also have the CRM contacts. Okay. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna import a spreadsheet. And by the way, the context on the CRM, this is where you would ingest like your existing database. Okay. But as you create distribution groups, the system's going to read the different contacts you uploaded, but it's also going to read your LOS stuff as you're using the LOS. So it'll read system wide. But those of you that want to import contacts, you would just choose a file. You can name it. I'm just going to use a preset name. Okay, so let's just call this other one. And do you have headers? So, on your spreadsheet, you got all these different columns, and you have each column where you can name it. It's going to read all that, so you can actually create really micro searches with that. So I'm going to import that. And so what it's going to do is this drop down now reads all the headers from my spreadsheet. And so I'm going to map over, okay, like my first name to first name. So we're going to map a couple of these over. I'm going to do birth date because that's a good one. I'm going to do mobile number. Oops. I'm too clicky. Hang on. Okay, mobile number. And I'm going to do email. Okay, I'm going to assign columns. So it pulls all it up. Now, but I'm going to open this guy up. Okay, I'm going to open him. But look at all the other data it has. Okay, application date, closing date. So why do I want that? So I know whether I want to target him on a refinance campaign if he doesn't have 6 month seasoning. You know, I could search by his rate. Okay, he's got a 6.25% rate and he's on an ARM, but when did he close? So I'm able to search all of this data. So, all right. So once you have that, let me go over here to, let's go to distribution groups. Now, DJ, you know, we are building out a lot of system provided distribution groups. And then of course the loan officers can build their own out too. Like for instance, we provide pre-qualified and house hunting to put them on a drip, all system contacts, real buyers agents, listing agents. And all this would be as you add your different contacts in the system, builders. We created a challenge credit group. If someone's less than a 600 credit score, you could actually target that group to market to. And you could actually change that parameter to maybe less than 620 if you want. A refinance group, and then also all of your referral partners that you do business with. You could actually categorize them as well. And then you can make this a lot more robust. And we're adding more system ones as well. But I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me. I had a demo right before this one, so my voice is a little strained here.
Hey, you're all good, brother. Sounding good.
Okay. So let's do an advanced search and let's create a test distribution group. And let's go maybe state. I want to market to people in Texas. Okay. Exact. And excuse my typing inabilities here. Let's go mid score. Okay, I want a 740 or greater than or equal to 740. Let's also go with maybe loan amount. Okay. By the way, we're going to provide drop-down options for this as well. Okay. That I got with my team and said, I want drop-down options to make this easier. Again, easy on the mind is what we want. But let's say 250,000. Okay, greater than or equal to, and then maybe let's say a closing date. So close date. Okay, of 05/05/2020. Okay, and I want to do before that. Okay, now when I hit search, it's going to pull up everybody that meets that criteria. Notice this little button here, automatically add users. That tells me that once I save this, anybody that meets that parameter is going to automatically add them to this group. So it's going to be an ever evolving group that you could drip on and market to. And now, let's say you want to manually build a group for like real estate offices or things. You could just uncheckbox that, and you can checkbox who you want to add, and it's going to move them over, and you could build out your group and you can save it. So once you have your different distribution groups, and again, we do provide certain groups already, you would go to your contacts. Okay. And we do have some series, some campaigns. Did I say campaigns is what I meant. We have some system provided campaigns. We're building out a lot more. We're, you know, the CRM's new, so we hadn't been going on for years, but we plan on having hundreds of campaigns. But we do have enough in there to start touching your people on a regular basis. So as an example, the holiday series. We got St. Patrick's Day is next week. You need a Father's Day. We have, you know, again, preset content. You could add text messaging to it. You could inject videos. You could use your different, you know, content there. What I want to do though, real quick, is you could, like, this is one here that I was playing around with. This is one that I'm thinking about building out. One for, you know, DJ, maybe this is weird, but I'm thinking when people buy a home, they love their kitchen. They want to use their kitchen and they want to use the backyard. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
so I kind of thought about doing a what's cooking series, mouth-watering steaks and different things. And I know it sounds cheesy, but little recipes that are cool that our family loves to just share. You don't have to use any of this, but I thought, let's provide that. If you like it, I think your people would dig it. So, but anyway, I want to use it as an example. This one, I just kind of, and ignore the header. I was just playing around with it in my demo earlier. So you could, type in whatever you want if you're making a custom campaign. And then you could even, interject a text and shoot a video. And DJ, I know we did this a while back, but let's give me your mobile number. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you don't want to share your mobile number on the. I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. I was talking. I don't mind. I'll give them the elbow drop if they mess around. So 262-751-3415.
3415?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So if you got that, I don't know if you could open, and I'm going to send it to myself as well. Oh, you know what? Because of your background, I can't see it. I'll tell you what, let me send it to myself.
Let's see here. I could try to turn off the background here.
No, that's fine. I'll do it. And I'm going to share my screen now. I think that may be the best thing.
Oh, perfect. Sounds good.
Now, guys, before I do this, let me also point out that you can set your stuff up for drips or scheduled, okay? And but let me go back here, okay? And let me see if I could. I'm going to stop share for just a second, guys. No one worry. And we're almost done. I just I wanted to see if I could share my mobile phone here. There we go. Okay, so this was the text that came in right here. Hi guys, this is a text, and I actually created this text in my last demo. So if I open it up, so here is the demo. So look at that. It's on a landing page granted to you. Okay, and if I play, it's not going to let me play it because I'm sharing my screen, but basically I'm just saying, hey guys, cool text feature, blah, 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 So it's video texting, video emails. You can build out your campaigns to be all video. I'm telling you, milestone updates, all the stuff with video. Now, let me go back to, I'm going to stop share. I'm going to go back to the desktop. And DJ, one last thing for you to do. Let me get you to call that number back from that text.
Do this here. Call back. All right.
It says we're contacting your loan officer.
Yep. There we go.
That's it. So if if you send them a text through the system, whether they text or whether they call, it reroutes to your cell phone. So, yeah, this is it, man. This is what I call phase one of Broker Plus, point of sale, LOS, CRM. It's not ever going to be completed. And just so you guys will know, as a price point, we're at. Oh, before I show you that, also those of you that want to know support and things, we do have full staff for support, but we also have tons of tutorial videos linked to the dashboard. But price point is over here on our website. The point of sale is $50. Okay, if you want to add the LOS, another 50. But if you want to add the CRM, we just bump it $75. So it's $175 for everything. For the per user, processors are $50 and LOA is $25. It's like kind of a no-brainer price point, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, I got so how do they? Let me ask this before I ask my questions here. Yeah. Since you're showing pricing, what will be the best thing? So I'm going to email this out to everybody I got to, and obviously on this, what's the best thing for them to do? Just go to the website or.
Yeah, I think going to PreApp1003.com and you can just subscribe right there. We get the notice. We'll set up your account and you'll get the logins. That's going to be the best thing to do, I think, at this point. This is probably the most public announcement we're making right now. We did a couple little soft things. I did a little soft announcement with Frank Garay the other day, but we haven't even turned on our marketing yet. And so, yeah. So anyway, I just want to, last thing I kind of want to just emphasize, guys, I built this to help me, okay, to help my life, okay? And so everything that's been built, we really thought about what does companies like mine, the broker shops, small to mid-sized broker shops, what do they need? And I think we hit it. And I will say that this pricing is coming, okay? We were talking, I talked to a pricing engine a company yesterday, and we believe we're going to have pricing in here sooner than I think people realize, which is, I'm
awesome.
really excited about that.
That's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Drew, I got just a couple questions for you that came in here. And regarding the approval letter, is that customizable? Besides, like, can you, like, let's just say they have a specific state, they need specific verbiage or something.
So right now it's not customizable because, believe it or not, because of it being dynamic and the way we populate it, it's not. Okay. So we do use the Texas forms, and I know Arizona has a form, and we're connecting that to. The Arizona form was always part of our system, but we're connecting that, so that should be live any day. Okay.
Very cool. And regarding, I just thought it was a really good idea as you're showing that the campaigns is a good idea that you could easily build in there. You know, realtors, you know, they have their crazy amounts of home open houses. You could do an open house campaign for each of your realtors, and you help them convert those home open house attendees on there. Like, I'm just thinking that, and they get a text message and whatever. I mean, that's super simple. A nice value add for your realtors, help you there. And then I love how the text messages are automatically brand you on the landing page with video and all that good stuff. So Drew, this is awesome. I appreciate it. Just give me the recording of this, the Zoom, because I'm going to email it to the whole list, and I'm not sure how many people were able to watch it live, but you're in the group now too. So if you see any questions, feel free to answer as well. So
thank you, guys. DJ, you know, I know he doesn't like a lot of marketing in there. So, you know, did you reach out to me and say, hey man, you kind of calm down?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, you know, I take that pretty seriously on there. So normally if somebody posts anything on there, I just delete them and I block them because I don't have time for it. But since I knew Drew, or at least I know of Drew out there, and you know, we talked a little bit in the years past, doing the, like, probably doesn't remember or whatnot, but I used PreApp 1003. I'm like, okay, well, let me see what you guys got. And I was still thinking more of the POS versus, okay, what could the LOS be? What could the CRM be on there? Because that's a major amount of stuff on there. And then he's like, then he showed me like, okay, cool, let's do this. So
I really appreciate it, man. And you know, so I don't take it a light thing that you opened up the pub here for us, and really thank you very much.
You're welcome, Drew. All right, Mortgage Pub, you have any questions, you know, post them in the video and such, and, you know, Drew will get back when you get. I know he's traveling a little bit, so give him a little grace on there, and I'll post some additional links and such on the post. So thanks everybody.
Awesome. All right.
Thanks, Drew.
See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.